So we come to the 5 red lights here for the Canadian Grand Prix, and we are underway for racing action. Oscar Piastri Goat getting off to a good start, but Grateful Dog trying the long way round already in the Haas. They're side by side for the race lead, but Oscar just about pulls out ahead as Martin is going side by side now with Clammy Kid, and Clammy Kid already making his stake in the top 3 here. He's down the inside, they're side by side, there's contact, and that's a bit of a bang with the wall there for the Haas of Clammy Kid. He gets damaged. Martin had to cut the chicane. That'll be a warning to his name already as well. They're still side by side. There's more contact, and Martin's back down the inside of Clammy Kid. They make more contact, and he has to cut the corner again. Clammy loses out severely this time around. He's dropped a 6th place, and he's still beginning to fall as Globdrip is now past him, and that is Martin dropping back. He's
Clammy Kids!
Clammy Kid is falling all the way down the order, and he's now in P14, and that is not what he'd want. P15, P16, it just keeps getting worse for Clammy Kid. Not the opening lap he'd want, and Martin as well tried to cede the position, but all it did was lose him more places, and now he's trying to go side by side with Mickey at the Wall of Champions, but he doesn't. But in the background, there's 3 wide between Guga, Rhino, and ZX through the final chicane. It's a pile-up.
Oh my goodness. And that's ZDEX out. Guga somehow survived that, and so did the RB of Rhino. But yeah, ZDEX out, VSC deployed, and what an insane start to the race that was. Piastri Goat was able to avoid all the carnage. Grateful Dog as well was able to get away. And Keith is really sensing an opportunity now to fight back. And Ari Wedlock has dropped Globdrip with the 1 second gap there, so if they can get away, he makes a move down the inside on Keithy. They've got the lap car in front who has to get out of the way. Kind of got in Ari Wedlock's way a little bit, but that was very interesting from Ari Wedlock, and now he has another crack at Keithy, but Keithy got a dose of DRS from Mikey, the lapped car, and that is just going to save his skin on this occasion. And now they are within 8/10 of Grateful Dog, who unfortunately, as a result of that, has fallen back into this battle and is going to have a bit of work to do as Mikey retires. Is that in the pits? I believe it is. And yeah, not a good race for the Williams. They're both out of the race, and they're the leading the constructors, or second in the constructors as well. That is not a great result for them. Yeah, it's a good observation there. You can see Grateful Dog just not as nimble through the corners as the Ferrari is. Can Keithy use that to his advantage as a yellow in the midfield? It's Globdrip has lost quite a few places there. Has he had a coming together with the ball? He has no front wing. No front wing for Globdrip, and that is not good for the Alpine team. But here we go now, the battle for P2. Keithy can now sail by the Haas driver, and so can Ari Wedlock. And they've both gained a position. Grateful Dog has lost 2 here, and he has accepted that he's fallen back into this fight in the recent laps here, but PS Bomber does well to hang on now. Danger sees an opportunity. He's going to have a bit lower downforce as a result of that damage, and now going down the inside of Mickey. They break at about the same spot. Mickey getting squeezed a little bit, but Danger does give him the room and the respect to keep him in there, and Mickey does hang on to that position. A good little scrap there. It did hurt them in terms of time, but now all of a sudden Coistra is struggling, and Wolf is out, and that's at the exit of the chicane, and that's brought out the safety car.
And that is crucial now for a couple of drivers. That helps Keithy get right up back behind Oscar Piastri Goat, who ran away, but now with another opportunity to stay in DRS, surely it won't go to waste, as well as Trent has been helped. Globdrip has been helped, and Guga and Rhino as well. And now they've come to blows again. Can't see if they have damage, but back up the front, Piastri, he very much bolted early, and he already nearly has a second to Keithy. So Keithy is going to have to use a lot of battery here to close back up. Everybody in the field was caught napping there when Oscar decided to go. And PS Bomber as well has lost 1 second to Trent already, but he's closing back into that space. But Keithy is right on the edge of 1 second. This is crucial for the battle for the race win. If Oscar can break that DRS, it'll be game over unless there's another safety car. So this is going to be a crucial moment in this race. 8.5 tenths between Keithy and Oscar Piastri Goat, and he just has to hold on for 2 more sectors of this lap, and he should be okay to hold on, but it's so close. But with only 1 more corner and a straight to go, 2 more corners and a straight to go, will he be able to hold in that 1 second margin?
But I'm not surprised that the 3 drivers without penalties are the top 3. The drivers that are able to keep it on the track usually tend to be the best drivers, and that's what we're seeing so far. It's a great exit out of the hairpin from Ari Wedlock, a good little fight back from Keithy, but he's not going to be able to do anything against that DRS from the Sauber.
Into the DRS range of Grateful Dog, Trent Newton, Martin, and almost PS Bomber as well. So now this fight gets just a little bit bigger once again as we head down the straight. Keithy is swapping around Martin.
Glob Drip.
Oh, as Glob Drip and oh no, what has happened? He's got damage on his Alpine, and that is into the wall once again for Glob Drip. He's in the wars tonight, and he cannot seem to get his way out as Kuistra also retiring from the session in the pit lane, and it is an Alpine disaster class here in Montreal.
Yeah, what's happened all in the space of one lap? The Alpines have had a shocker. Kuistra must have picked up some damage as well, and Kuistra out of the race after looking really solid. Glob Drip as well is going to stay in the race. He'll be down in P15. Oh no, P14 he'll remain because Rhino's still quite a fair way back. Is defenseless against the Ferrari as Danger eases his way into P7 and continues his climb, but he picks up another 3 second. That's two 3-second penalties in the space of 3 laps. Danger has been pushing hard and gets the fastest lap, but the complication of that is now he's got 6 seconds worth of penalties as Spicy has DNF'd in the pits as well. Trent has done well to hang on here on old tyres, and that's going to give him a little bit of protection from Danger behind this DRS train, and it's getting really close. You feel like something is on the horizon here as we go down the back straight. Ari Wedlock leading a huge train. Keithy will get through. Grateful Dog might also. And Martin absolutely flying! Oh my goodness, down the inside. That was very, very close to a Sauber disaster. Ari Wedlock didn't see him coming, but Martin does get through. Ari Wedlock down to 5th, and now wheel to wheel into turn 1. Banging wheels goes Grateful Dog and Martin, and all of a sudden the race spicing up, and there's contact between the Saubers again, and Piastri picks up a 3-second penalty. Ari Wedlock and Martin so close. Martin had to get out onto the grass there to stay out of it, and Guga has retired in the pits as well. What a interesting sequence we saw there, and I said something's on the horizon, and that was very, very close to a disaster. Have fallen apart here. Keithy's gotten away from Grateful Dog here by 1.1 seconds, which means without the comfort of DRS as Glob Drip retires in the pits as well. We're down to 12 drivers now, and Martin eases his way through. Ari Wedlock might be too far back, but Danger having a go down the inside, and that was a bit too much, and the Mercedes of Trent got caught up in that as well. Damage for Danger, and he's stopped on the track. That was a bit too risky there from the Ferrari, who plummets down the order. All his hard work's been undone. Ari's down to the 7th. PS Bomber and Zonix, the McLarens, able to get up into P5 and P6. And Com United has put a Red Bull into the top 10 for possibly the first time this season, as Danger is out of the race. And what is happening here in ORL? We're down to 11 drivers out of 20. The McLaren suddenly P5, P6, with Ari Wedlock trying to get back through here. He's lost out, but now going to go down the inside of Zonix with DRS and gets that job done before the braking zone, even with front wing damage. And Zonix cut the track there a little bit, but he's going to fight it back. It's a 2v1 here. PS Bomber and Zonix versus Ari Wedlock. What's Zonix going to do? He's going to send it down the inside. He's going to get very close to his teammate. And Ari Wedlock boxed in by the two McLarens. What is happening here? This is fantastic racing. DRS open for Ari Wedlock. Is he going to be able to find a way through? Zonix into the wall. I think he got damage from that Zonix, but Ari Wedlock does get through. And yes, Zonix does have damage, and he's struggling now. And Mickey coming from behind. Mickey is now all of a sudden thrust into a moment of opportunity in this race, but can't quite get the job done. What a chaotic 2 laps we've just seen here at Canada. Now we're starting to settle down a little bit here on the track, but still a good battle here for P2 as Keithy down the outside gets past the damaged Kick Sauber here, and a retirement for Rhino, and it's a virtual safety car, and Martin comes into the pits to get the front wing changed, and now we're down to 10 drivers. All Com United needs to do is to finish this race, and Red Bull will have a point this season for the first time.
Yep, and what a story this is. 10. I can't even believe my own words here. 10 DNFs in Canada. P11 all the way to P20. And that is Well, it wasn't on my bingo card, to say the least. But it's very Season 1 ORL, would you agree?
Yeah, I think it sums it up quite well. For not just to change the wing, but also for new tyres. Is that going to help as Mickey and PS Bomber now wheel to wheel into turn 1? A little bit of wheel bumping. Mickey has the outside line, but PS Bomber fights back. It's going to be tight here, PS Bomber. The wise decision to let Mickey through there. Knows it's just important to secure some good points here. We don't need to be battling too hard. And it's a wise decision from the McLaren. There's only 7 laps remaining in this one. It's a good exit for Martin. Now down the inside he goes. And that's another place for the Sauber. Slowly working his way back up. There's 3 laps to go. Can he make up a place on Mickey here? He does have the same amount of penalties, so it's an even fight. And I think Martin's ceiling here is going to be P5, but Mickey's going to fight it hard to get those points for the Mercedes team.
In the DRS, he's closing on the Sauber, he's closing on the Sauber. Will he go for a move towards the final corner? Yes, he will. He's going to go down the inside. Martin fighting this back.
Oh, no!
There's contact. Trent gets sent spearing off towards the barrier, manages to catch the car before it flies into the wall, but now he loses the place to PS Bomber, and more crucially, a 3-second gap to Martin.
The man who has been able to avoid all the chaos and all the carnage, and that's the way you need to do it here at ORL. He's had some great pace all day long. Oscar Piastri goes 3 for 3 in the Aston Martin. His 3rd win in his 3rd race, and he takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship with a perfect drive. Converted from pole to a race win. No dramas at all for the Aston Martin. A great finish for him. Keithy went penaltyless, which you could argue is just as impressive at this track. Takes a P2, and Ari Wedlock comes home with a podium, snatches it off Grateful Dog by 5/10 in the end. Martin takes home a P5, and Mickey has to settle for P7 in the end. Gets overtaken by Trent, and oh my goodness, that was close to Martin, and that spin at the end has cost Trent a couple points there for him and Mercedes. And McLaren P8, P9, and Com United is going to get Red Bull's first singular point for the season to get them off the mark. Wow, what a finish that was.
Your finishing order is Oscar Piastri Goat, from Kesey, from Ari Wedlock, from Grateful Dog, Martin, Trent, Mickey, PS Bomber, Zonix, and Com United. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but the rest of the 20-car grid is DNF'd. Definitely an interesting one, to say the least.